Alright, so remember the new scooter with its hilarious and adorable turn signal chimes? Is this an electric vehicle thing where we're trying to overcompensate for the lack of noise that the motor makes? Well, in this video, we're taking things to the next level. I bring you the Super Soco TC Max. Look. Once again, one of my awesome followers reached out and said, "Hey, I have this bike, wanna ride it?" So huge thanks to Sanford for letting us shoot some video with his bike. So what is the Super Soco TC Max like?
Bye! Whee! Oh, this is cute. Oh wait, it's a good. Ah, why you do this? Do. Oh, this is cute. It's nice and quiet, easy to ride. It's got more guts than the Upgo. I like the way that the mirrors are nice and high, so I don't have to worry about my hands getting stuck. Whee! Oh, that's fun. Oh, this has got some good pick up and go. I feel like it caps though. I'm pinned, and we are going 60. Alright, I'm gonna bust the roundabout beauty. And that. Oops, I went for the foot brake and it was not there. It's real light. Really light. Oh, that guy was being a dick. I was going as fast as I could. I like that I can flat foot it.
For shorter riders, this is the perfect intro to electric motorcycling. Jen is 5'5" or 165 centimeters, and she has no problem maneuvering it around. It's the perfect mix of being really lightweight and having a short seat. I, on the other hand, probably looked ridiculous on it, but of all the city bikes we've ridden so far, this is the biggest and most motorcycle-y.
Oh yeah, good power. That's pretty cool. Nice, not bad. Yeah, so we've been trying to ride this bike a million times. We saw it down in Christchurch because apparently the Christchurch City Council uses these to get around and deliver things. We're most excited about this bike because this seems like the best bang for buck, smiles for miles electric motorcycle that you can buy in New Zealand, because this model right here is under $8,000. And like the other options that are around this price point are Upco, Upco has a third of the power of this. This has a 6 kilowatt motor in the middle. It doesn't have a hub motor, which is another thing. This is belt drive, which is super cool. Super Soco cool. The FTN also has a hub motor. It has 3 kilowatts, but doesn't go above 50 k's an hour. And this one goes up to 100 k's an hour. That's just such a huge deal. Like, if you're gonna get an electric motorcycle for commuting and you need to do even a little bit of highway speed, this thing can do it for not very much money. It's very tiny. It's not like Grom size tiny, but it is pretty little. One weird thing is that the turn signals, you don't push in the middle to turn it off, to cancel it. You have to like actually push it back to the middle. Alright, I'm gonna come up here and do like a 0 to something test. I'm not gonna get up to 100, but let's just see from here to that turn up there. Okay, ready? Okay, takes a little bit. It's 0 to 50. Okay, the launch isn't that impressive, but once you're up and rolling, it's pretty good. Like, got a lot of pep. I am very impressed, and I am breaking the speed limit, which you guys don't know because there's a kitten over the dash. The belt drive sound is interesting. I don't know if you could hear it. It's like another weird thing is that there's no regen, so you just coast, which probably helps with the range, but at the same time, yeah, you can just let off and it just coasts. I think of all the little moped kind of style bikes that we've ridden so far, this is the most like a motorcycle. And the most capable of commuting on. What's that?
Oh, so I didn't even hear you coming.
Ah, yeah.
Kind of like the new Zeros, the tank lifts up and you can store your phone in there or a really flat bar of chocolate. And that's also how you access the battery, which is removable if you don't have a garage. And Sanford said it takes about 4 hours to charge. What else? It has this air intake scoop to cool the motor. It has passenger pegs. The rear hugger is the biggest, craziest motorcycle part I've ever seen. Like I said, this one is 8,000 bucks brand new. But Super Soco also makes other models like the plain TC without the Max or the TS, which both are limited to 50 k's an hour. So if you're really on a budget and you don't plan on ever leaving the city, those are only 5 grand. That's insanely cheap for a brand new electric bike. For us, for commuting, we need to go at least 70, so the TC Max was the only way to go. But what are we even doing here? Why am I talking about limited top speeds and commuting? Has the most important part about riding a motorcycle become going to work? Is that the sole purpose of this bike? Do people even ride for fun anymore? We had a long talk about this on our drive home, because before our test rides, we were genuinely thinking about buying one of these. You know, it ticks all the boxes, it has decent range, does highway speeds, it looks cool, it's electric. In places like India or Vietnam, this is the perfect next step for all the little 125cc gas bikes that rule the streets. Like, in the grand scheme of electrifying all forms of transport, the Super Soco solves a lot of problems. But is it exciting? Is this the kind of bike that kids see in showrooms and dream about owning someday? Would you have a poster of this bike on your garage wall? I don't know, maybe that's kind of extreme, but these are the questions that we were asking ourselves. You know, of all the electric commuters we've been riding lately, this one has the most power, has the most range, the highest top speed, but what makes it special? The Upco has 2-wheel drive, and that frame you can mount tons of stuff to. The FTN has really unique style and can carry a whole bunch of beers. The Sur-On Light Bee is a blast off-road. So is there anything that makes the Super Soco special, or is it just a commuter bike? It actually made us take a step back and think about why we got into motorcycles in the first place. Like, why do we ride? Are we really just buying motorcycles to get to work and back? Has the joy of riding been replaced with practicality? Would you ride this bike if you didn't have to commute to work? That's the question. Anyway, this isn't at all the review I wanted to give this bike, but that's alright because there's one more electric motorcycle you can buy in New Zealand that was built for fun, and we're gonna ride that next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.